So Neil, I thought we'd start out by learning a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Well, most people don't know, but I'm not originally from Baltimore. I actually, my family, my mom and my dad were both born in Wilmington, Delaware. My father graduated from University of Delaware, married my mom immediately after that, and they moved to Washington. My father was going into law school at Georgetown.
Okay.
And when I was 2 years old in 1963, my father got a job with Venable and in the Baltimore office, and he started his law career, and I started my my Baltimore journey.
Well, you've been here for how many years now in Baltimore?
Well, I just had the big 6-0. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. So so I've been here for 58 years.
That's great. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
so almost a full bred Baltimore boy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not quite.
You're there. You're there.
Thank
Tell us a little bit about your personal interests.
I have a lot of interest. I mean, my main interest, I always tell people, is people. I love people. I love connecting with people. I love helping people, and that's really been the story of my life. I also like leading. I've taken on a lot of leadership roles over the years, and really just meeting. What I tell everybody is meeting great people, doing great things, and having fun and making people laugh. That's what I like doing. I have other hobbies and interests too. Obviously, I'm very active. With my family, we have two beautiful, wonderful children. I've been married for 28 years to my beautiful wife, and also, sports. We have the Orioles, we have the Ravens.
Yeah, great teams.
Great teams, great teams. So the Ravens have done a little bit better than the Orioles, but
We're not counting.
Of course, I grew up in the '70s when we had all the World Series champions and stuff too, and the 60s and 70s. So anyway, so love sports, love people, love laughing, having a good time, love travel. I've been to some really neat countries over the past 5 or 6 years. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, most of Western Europe. I've also been into Odessa and Kiev, Ukraine.
Cool.
St. Petersburg, Russia.
Neat.
Some
Wow.
pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
I thought we'd switch gears a little bit and
Sure.
talk about the business. So, what's the mission of Neil A. Katz and Associates?
So the mission is, I've been a businessman and an entrepreneur and involved in the community my whole life, and I really truly enjoy helping people, and there's nothing like the feeling of helping somebody else figure something out and making their life a little better, which of course makes your life better as well. So I would tell you that the real mission is helping businesses and the people of Baltimore be better, and using my almost 40 years of business experiences, and good and bad, to teach and mentor people that haven't had all the experience and the knowledge that I have, and that's really sharing relationships, sharing experiences, and and using the resources that I've garnered over almost 40 years now.
Yeah, I see a common theme here, that there's a lot of you very much care about people and helping people. And I think that's been and I've known you for years. I remember, I think when I first met you, you were in the commercial real estate business, and I remember at that time I was very young into my job as the publisher, and I hadn't kind of got it yet about philanthropy. I know we're going to talk about philanthropy in a little bit, but I remember you saying to me, and it's weird, of all the people that I've met over the past 20 years, that one thing that you talked to me about was just dedicating time for nonprofits and giving back to other people, and getting to a point in your life where you can just start to give back more than you get.
Yeah, well, well, it's funny, and I thank you for remembering that, because it is an important part of my DNA. And I always tell people this story. I was very, very blessed at a very young age. I was, I think, 24, 25. And I was your typical working 60, 70 hours a week, trying to get ahead. I was in the real estate business, loved what I was doing. exhausted every night from working and everything, but also going out and played on the softball team. I was in a bowling league, social. I wasn't a big drinker or anything, but I was always out with people having a good time. It was exhausting, and I just felt something was missing in my life. So when I was like, I guess about 24, I picked up the phone and I called the Jewish Big Brother and Big Sister League, and I said, I need a diversion. I want to do something that takes me away from all this crazy business stuff, which I love, but... So I picked up the phone, I got interviewed by the Big Brother League, and I got matched with Joey. And Joey and I, they asked you for a 2-year commitment, but Joey and I had such a good time, I was with him for 10 years.
Oh my God,
until he went to college. In fact, he would cancel on me more than I would cancel on him. So Joey and I spent the next 10 years together until he went off to college. And little Joey is now 45 years old.
Wow,
with his beautiful wife Amy and 2 beautiful children.
Cool.
He has 2 sons, and we still keep in touch to this day. And the reason I bring this up is because it changed me.
Yeah.
And whenever I see Joe now, we hug each other and we both say to each other, "You changed your life."
Yeah.
What it did for me is it gave me a feeling of like, I'm doing something right. With my life. And that feeling, that grateful feeling you get, and I constantly searched for it for the rest of my life. So I try to mix in the give back with the business and try to balance out as best I can.
So what sets your group apart from other private equity groups?
So the real difference from our company as the others is, first of all, we kind of stay under the radar. I'm not looking to buy or invest in $100 million, $200 million companies. I like people that have small businesses, like the commercial real estate business that I had for 20 years. Just giving them guidance and helping them build something that they either don't have the experience, they don't have the right personnel, they don't have the financial resources that I now do after 40 years in business. So we actually, the theme, as you've heard it all along, it's the people. If I can help people build their business and make it better, which then helps other people because they're providing a good service, that's what's important. And I don't worry about all the money and all the other stuff. It'll all come around at the end of the day. And that's just, and I love Baltimore, so I don't want to be a national player. I don't want to be an international player. There's plenty of people that do that. I like my own little world, as I say it.
That's great.
Not a lot of people know this because I was a commercial real estate broker for my whole first half of my career. But I really wanted to be a developer. I mean, because growing up, my father actually represented a number of real estate developers in the region. And I kind of asked a lot of questions, and I said, I can do this. I can build these big buildings, and I can, create an empire. And then I realized that you have to go through this whole entitlement process. So you got to work with the government, and you got to have, there's all these rules and regulations that you got to follow. And I think I scored the lowest. There's something called DISC analysis, which is personality profiles. So it's DISC, and C stands for compliance. And I got a 4 out of 100. So I'm not real good. The other thing that I'm really not strong in is patience. So
you definitely need that.
You got rules to follow, and you have to be patient. So I quickly realized that real estate development wasn't going to be my calling. So then I said, what are my strengths? My strengths are connecting with people and building relationships and solving problems. But I still loved real estate. So I worked for a few years for a developer, and then I started my own brokerage company with a few partners, and that was in 1989.
Wow.
And we had a lot of fun, and we had a great 20-year run.
That's fantastic.
It was really nothing but wonderful times. But I will tell you, at the end, we sold the company in 2009. I was done.
You ready? Ready for-
I was a little before my 50th birthday,
Yeah.
and I had been in the business for 25 years, and I don't know how many of you out there have experienced it, but and I don't know if it was burnout or anything or whatever they want to call it, but I was done.
Yeah.
I just needed a new challenge. I didn't want to become a national player. I didn't want to be some big shot working on $100 million. I like my world, and I kind of have felt like I did everything I wanted to do in the commercial real estate business.
It's great. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. I appreciate it. So I like to talk about like leadership and someone like yourself who's led teams and led companies. Talk about your leadership style.
I smile because you know how, again, if we go to personality profile and traits and everything, well, I'm usually either a 10 or a 1. There's no in between with me.
Right.
So I love being the face. I love being the leader that's getting everybody excited and getting everybody, ready to tackle the next whatever. But I'm not. Now here's the weaknesses. Okay, and I surround myself. One of the things I learned a long time ago is to surround yourself with people that can make up for the things that you're not strong at. Don't try to be everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not mega organized, okay? I'm not detail oriented. You don't want me running your operations, okay? I don't follow up really great with phone calls.
Yeah.
So I've had to surround myself for most of my life with really detail oriented, organized, together people.
Yeah.
If you hang with me, you're going to have fun, and we're going to get a lot accomplished because I'm a maniac when it comes to work. And I can work even today.
Yeah.
Probably don't need to work as hard as I do, but I can stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock at night or in the morning, whatever you want to call it, and not yawn for a second because I love what I'm doing. I'm solving a problem. I'm tackling something.
Yeah.
And that's what brings me excitement, and working with great people doing great things.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your team? You mentioned your team a little bit and your leadership style. How did you collect such a group of partners with such diverse talents and backgrounds?
Well, when it comes to businesses that I'm interested in, I'm pretty agnostic. I will get involved in any business other than mega complicated business. If I can't understand it in 5 minutes, I'm probably not interested, okay? I'm not interested in tech startups or, pre-revenue companies. That doesn't have. I really like simple businesses, but it can be any business. And the partners, it's funny, the partners, they usually have a skill set. They usually know a lot about the business that I'm investing in.
Okay.
So I pick my partners based upon their knowledge base, their skill base. That's really important. But at the end of the day, they're really just awesome people.
Yeah.
And I'll go buy any business with them because I know they're a great partner. And we'll bring somebody in that has that skill set or that particular industry knowledge that we need to learn about. So, but I probably have had 30 or 40 partnerships in my career.
Yeah.
Some not so great.
Yeah, sure.
And I've learned at the end of the day, common theme, it's all about the people. Good people with the same values, that want the same thing. They care about their family. They care about their community. They care about helping others. We're gonna figure it out together. I don't care how great the business is. If the people aren't the right people, I'm not interested.
Yeah, gotcha. What type of opportunities are you looking for now, and how do you structure those opportunities?
So, it's funny when people ask me what kinds of businesses are you looking for. I really tell them again, simple businesses that I can scale, that I can maybe create that have some kind of recurring revenue is what I'm most interested in.
Okay.
The other thing I will tell you is I'm looking for like sleepy businesses that have maybe been in the family for a long time, or maybe, they just don't have the financial resources to get to the next level, or they don't have the right talent. you hire people to build a business, but sometimes the people that you have in the business, just don't have the knowledge or experience to take you to another level if you want to get there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at figuring that stuff out.
Okay.
So putting the team together, coming up with financial resources, really businesses that are good. I'm not looking to steal a business. I'm not looking to buy it for way under market.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a business that provides a great service or product that I can make better and build a better mousetrap.
Gotcha.
So that's, a lot of people are out there saying, hey, I want to go try to steal this business. I can buy it really cheap. I'm not looking for a business that's that I can buy cheap. I'm looking for a good business that the leadership they haven't figured out how to take it to the next level because they don't have the right personnel, they don't have the money, or honestly, they're just tired.
So what excites you when you first look at an opportunity, for the first time?
You're going to laugh. And we've done a lot of laughing here.
Yeah.
Okay. But what excites me the most is a company that hasn't figured it out.
Yeah.
Like they're just doing the basic thing. And that might be, it's not that they're bad people or anything.
No. And they probably have a good business. They're profitable and they're growing, but
yeah. I'll give you an example, okay? I just bought in the last year a landscape materials company. So in essence, landscapers and tree companies, they drop off their natural wood products, and we turn it into mulch. But we also sell stone, and we sell sand, and we sell topsoil, and all the other products that outdoor contractors need and landscapers need. And the family that owned it was second generation. They were all getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
And they were just done. And for the last 4 or 5, they were great people.
Yeah.
And they had a nice business. But for the last 4 or 5 years, they were just no marketing, no customer relation, no building relationships, no strategy.
Yeah, wow.
Just we're there. We're going to have the product for you. We're going to be nice to you, and that's it. And they had very consistent revenues. Yeah. So you asked me what excites me. It excites me when I see a company that isn't doing the things they should be doing because they got a great product and great service, and there's a lot of opportunity, and they're not taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
So that's what excites me is upside potential, and people just not realizing they have something great, or they just don't want to deal with it. They were done.
Yeah.
And again, we made the deal, and they stuck on. We asked them to stick around for 6 months. And after 3 months, we said, we got it, and we were right. Our numbers have gone up in the last, we've owned it for 16 months, and we're up over 50%.
Wow, that's
awesome.
So, that's great. Congratulations.
It's good stuff. And it's fun. We got great, we didn't fire anybody. We kept everybody on staff. A couple people left over time, but we, that was important to us. We didn't want to reinvent the company. We just wanted to do some of those basic things to build it back.
All right, so I've known you for a while, and I know you're very passionate about Baltimore and the region. I would love for you to talk more about that. Your philanthropic efforts, your love for the city. Talk to us about that a little bit, because I know that's very important to you.
Thank you for asking. Yeah. It's very, very important. I love Baltimore. Again, I've lived here for 58 of my 60 years, and we have this. We've gotten a little bit of a bum rap over the last 4 or 5 years. We've had some issues with crime and murder rates and all stuff like that. But we really are I always tell people we're such a great town to raise a family. Things are affordable. Yeah. We have a beautiful waterfront. We have a lot of high tech here. We have some of the greatest Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland Medical Systems. We have some great hospitals. We have some great colleges and universities. Hopkins, UMBC. I mean, Maryland. We could go through a whole list of colleges and stuff we have here. So we have culture. We have education. We have medical. We have great sports. Yeah. We have 2 major league teams. Baseball and football, and and it's affordable, and traffic's not crazy like in some cities.
Especially not now.
And yes, and we're just a really, and the climate, you get 4 good seasons.
Yeah.
There's just so many, and again, back to the people, right? I've met so many amazing people in Baltimore that have really changed the city and the state and the world in a lot of different ways. And, I feel blessed to have been able to meet so many great people in this city. And I really I want the next generation to want to be here, to come back. I mean, you go to some towns and the kids never come back.
No.
Baltimore, a lot of them come back, but I'd like more of them to come back. And I'd like other ones from other areas to relocate here because it is such a great city.
It is. It's a big, small town, right? And if you look at some of the colleges, they do have a really good retention rates for kids wanting to stay. They're here and they come from maybe out of state or out of the area, and they see how great Baltimore is, and they decide to make a career there and a lifestyle, because it is a great city. It's a great walkable, and as long, I mean, you've been here longer than I have, but I've been here for 25 years, and I'm still meeting new people. Every week, man. It's a big, small town, and it's big enough where there's a lot, like you mentioned, the culture and diversity of people and things like that, and at the same time, it's small enough where if you get involved, you can make a difference in things.
No question. And again, it's kind of the theory, like, do you want to be a big fish in a small sea or not? And Baltimore, you can make a difference in Baltimore. Yeah. We're not so big that you get lost like a New York City or an LA or whatever, Chicago or Boston. It's the right size. Yeah. It's just the right size to be able to make a difference.
It is. Yeah. Are there any particular facets of philanthropy that you get into? Are you, is it animals? Is it youth? Is it inner city? Is it like, do you like to help wherever?
No. I do have a few areas that I focus on. One is education. Mm-hmm. I've probably sat on, 7 or 8 college boards.
That's great.
I was actually chairman of the board of the Community College of Baltimore County, CCBC. And I've sat on, again, 7 or 8 boards. A lot of them I've sat on the entrepreneurship committee or the business side of things, because I love mentoring and teaching. Yeah. So education and mentorship is really important. That's where I've spent some time. I also am very active in the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. And not many people know, but the Associated Jewish Charities, the Federation of Baltimore, is one of the leading federations in all of the country. Yeah. So Baltimore is really a leader and has been for as long as I've been involved, which really goes back to my mid-20s. Yeah. So Jewish causes, education, Jewish causes, and entrepreneurship. There's a few things that I've given back to, but and I'm trying to find a way to teach and mentor city and people that have less opportunity than me. I haven't found the right platform, but I love mentoring and teaching people that just don't have the right people to turn to. Yeah. And I really enjoy that. So that's kind of where I spend a lot of my time.
Tell us about some of your current ventures and recent successes. I know you mentioned the one business earlier. That any others you'd like to share?
Yeah. So we invested in this. I call it the mulch company, but it's really a landscape materials business, okay. And that's been wonderful. A couple years prior to that, a partner of mine and I developed an auto storage lot business. So we provide outside storage lots to mostly people that have vehicles, okay. But they also to contractors and other people and that can't find a place to put cars or vehicles or materials or construction materials. Yeah. And we started renting. It was kind of like sometimes you're not sure what to do, and then somebody says, hey, do you have this? And then somebody asked me, they said they had a few extra cars they were trying to fix up and resell. Yeah. Could they park them on my, I had 10 acres of land out in Brooklyn Park. Okay. They said, could we park them there? I said, yeah, I'll build a little fence for you, pay me $500 a month, we're good.
Yeah.
So then he said, oh, and my buddy needs a lot too. So, and then their buddy needs, and so 25 lots later,
really? Oh, wow.
I got all these lots all over the place. Didn't have to go build a building or anything. I have no roof leaks.
Yeah.
I have no electrical problems, no plumbing problems, and it's a great little business. And we're actually, I'm in the process right now of buying another property where we're going to do it again in a different part of town. So we're going to do that. And then what else? I own a company called Accelerant, which is a relationship-based business where the leading companies in different industry sectors get together and share leads and relationships and resources that they've developed over the years. And we have some of the top companies. Now, the secret sauce there is we only allow one company from each industry sector.
Right.
And that company we started, was started about 12 or 13 years ago. I've been a partner for 7 years, or 8 years now probably. And that's a great business. I invested in another company, Baltimore Coffee and Tea, years ago, which a lot, you've been there, I'm sure, many times. Great business, great product, great product. Yeah. And what else? I'm trying to think of. I've invested in. I had a CEO group, the Alternative Board, but I sold that a few years back. Gotcha. And that. I think that car. I have a self-storage, but again, I'm all kinds of things.
Is your goal to kind of look for one new opportunity a year, kind of thing, or is it more you're focused on the right opportunity? If it takes you 3 years to find that right opportunity, great. If it's one every 6 months, great.
I would tell you that I could handle maybe one, maybe two a year. Yeah, but if I found 3 or 4 really, really great opportunities, I would figure it out. Yeah. I would bring people on. I just recently brought on a junior associate who is really sharp, hard-working, reminds me a lot of myself, 31 years old, to help me vet out these deals and do the homework. And so I've realized I can't do it all myself right now anymore. But I would tell you, I don't have aspirations to be this 20-man private equity company. Right. If it evolves into that, I'm not going to stop it. Right. But I'm going to limit the amount of work. Because, again, we talked a little bit before we started this interview. There's more to life. Yes. There's things that I want to accomplish to make the world a little bit better place while I'm here. And philanthropy and give back needs to be a big part of my days. Yeah. So it's important to me. So.
All right. Well, is there any question I didn't ask that I should have asked?
I think we covered it pretty well. You've known me, we've known each other, and have been friends for a very long time, and we both like to laugh and have a good time.
If you're not laughing, you're crying.
If you're not laughing, and I always tell people, I just want to spend my time with great people, sharing great stories, doing great things, and laughing and not taking life too seriously. And that's why I enjoy spending time with you.
Yeah, me as well, Neil. I appreciate your time. Good seeing you.
Great seeing you. Thank you. Okay.